What's up guys, Real Camacho here. So over these past few weeks I've had a lot of requests to make a video talking a little bit more about mages, what talents and glyphs they should use, what's the stat priority, what's reforged, and what gems and enchants to use when it comes to PvP. So instead of making this really long 16-minute video that would probably lose your interest before you even got to the part that you're looking for, I thought I'd break it up into 3 parts. This is going to be the first of the 3, talking about talents and glyphs, and I'll also have the other 2 that will be linked somewhere on this video, so you can click on that if you're looking for those other parts. Alright, well let's go ahead and get started. I'm making this video on patch 5.0.5, so if you're looking at this in any other later patch, you might want to make sure that you're not using outdated information, because it might change later on. Alright, well this is the best set of talents that you can pick up, and I'll explain each one and why it's amazing. Okay, so with your level 15 talent, you want to go with Presence of Mind, just because it gives you the opportunity to have an instant spellcast, like an instant Ring of Frost or an instant Polymorph, and it's really good for crowd control, or if you're doing raided battlegrounds and you're trying to stop them from taking a flag over while your reinforcements are coming, you can put that around it, interrupt them, and hopefully your reinforcements will get there, before they cap it. Instant Polymorph 2 in Arena, or even Symbol Crowd Control, it's a very beneficial spell, and I love it, and I'm always using it. Alright, well for your level 30 talent, this is a no-brainer. You want to go with Ice Barrier, just because it gives you that invulnerability, and you absorb damage until the shield is broken. So you can't go wrong with that. It helps you survive, and it's a definite must. Alright, for your level 45 talent, it's usually between Ring of Frost or Frostjaw. Majority of people go with Ring of Frost because it serves kind of as a multiple Frostjaw with good placement. Frostjaw will only freeze and silence a single target. With Ring of Frost, you'll freeze a bunch of people if you place it in the right spot at the right time. So it's definitely going to be better than Frostjaw if you're doing arenas or rated battlegrounds, because you can kind of CC a bunch of people rather than just CCing a single person. Alright, well with your level 60, you want to go with Cold Snap, just because it gives you a little bit of healing and also a double ice block. So you can't go wrong with double ice block. Hopefully it will help you survive. You can get a heal before you die and survive and hopefully win that arena match. With level 75, this is another no-brainer. For Frost Mages, this is one of your biggest abilities at this current point in time. It does a ton of damage, and if you don't know how to use it, I'd really recommend looking up how to use it, because it's a lot more complicated than just casting it and letting it pop. It benefits from your freezes, and it's a really good ability that, if you use it right, will do a ton of damage and probably win you some games. Okay, so with your level 90 talent, you want to go with Enchanter's Ward, because it's kind of like a weaker second bubble that also has a passive ability that gives you a little bit of damage buff. And also, if you use the ability and the shield gets popped, you'll receive a more damage buff depending on how much they used up of that absorption, up to 30%. So say if you're fighting 2s and there's a Warlock and a Warrior, and the Warlock's kind of squishy and you have a Warrior bashing on you. Well, you can pop this ability. While he's hitting on you, he won't be able to get any rage, because you're invulnerable. And by the time this pops, it only absorbs 15,000 damage. It's based off of something, so it might be different for you. But, that's not very much in order for him to pop it. So you're most likely going to get this 30% spell damage. So once he pops this, you can freeze him, and you can hopefully use that extra 30% to finish off that squishy Warlock kill and hopefully win that arena. So it's a really good ability if you know how to use it, and if you remember that you do have it. That's one of the biggest things with this game, is remembering your abilities when you're under pressure. So this is a really good ability for your level 90, and if y'all have any questions on these talents, don't hesitate to leave a comment and I'll help you out as best as I can. Well, let's go ahead and move over to the glyphs. Major glyphs are pretty much all you need to worry about. Minor glyphs are more for fun and don't really have any kind of value. Okay, so with the first one that you want to use is going to be Glyph of Evocation, just because it gives you that healing. And if you're about to die, or if you're trying to 1v2 some people and you need some healing and you have them crowd controlled, you can get that healing and hopefully finish them off. Or just in general, if you need any healing, it's really good. I love this because in my 2s I run double DPS, and sometimes I get into the point where I do need some healing, and I've used everything, and this is my last resort. So I love this ability. It saved my life completely, tons of times, and I've won many matches because of it. The next one's going to be Glyph of Deep Freeze. This is an amazing ability. It works as a CC, and also it keeps them stationary when you're shattering on them and trying to go in for that kill. And you want to be able to use it as much as possible. And with this glyph, it removes it off of the global cooldown, so you'll be able to use it as, you'll be able to use it more often, and it's really good because it's a really important spell in order to go in for that kill and, hopefully win that arena also. The next one, some of y'all might be like, why is he using a fire glyph as frost? Okay, well, what this glyph does is it causes your frost bomb to instantly go off if you used fire blast. You might be wondering, why the hell would you want that? Well, if you've ever fought in a comp that has a class that can cleanse your frost bomb ability, it's the most annoying thing in the world. That's where a lot of your damage comes from, and usually you want to base when to go all out on when that ability is ready to go. So with this ability, say if you're fighting a class that can cleanse it, you can put that frost bomb on them, freeze them, and make that automatically go off. So whatever class it is has no time in order to remove that, and you can hopefully, get a bunch of damage onto him and kill him. And then the next reason is, say if you have the enemy healer CC'd, you're chain CCing him, and he's about to come out of that last CC, or he has this trinket available, and you have somebody really low, and you can't wait that 3, 4, 5 seconds in order for that frost bomb to blow up. You need that damage right then and there. Well, you know what? You can put that frost bomb on them, you can freeze them, and then make that automatically go off, and hopefully that damage that's done will kill him and finish him off before that healer gets out of there and has time to heal him. So it's got a bunch of different scenarios you can run into that's going to make it beneficial. If you have absolutely no idea what I just said when I was explaining that, I'll give you a little demonstration right here on one of the target dummies. Let's see if we can find one that's not being attacked. It's pretty crazy night tonight, so it looks like they're all being attacked. We'll just do it on this one right here. So as you can see, if you just let your frost bomb hard cast and go, mine's taking 5 seconds to pop, so that's a ton of time for it to be cleansed. So, of course, you're not going to want to wait that long and, have the opportunity of somebody cleansing it, or say if you need to get that kill right then and there, that healer might get out of that CC and have tons of time to heal him. So what you can do is you can freeze them, put that frost bomb on them, deep freeze, and make that thing go off right then and there. It didn't come up, what you saw, that 39,000 was just the the fire blast crit that I got. It hid the damage from the frost bomb, but it did go off. So it's a really good glyph. I use it all the time, and it's definitely finished people off multiple times, and we've won a bunch of arenas. Alright guys, well, that's going to go ahead and cover the first part of this Mage guide. I hope it helped you out. Again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to leave a comment, and I'll try to help you out as best as I can. But I'm going to go ahead and move on to part 2. So if you haven't clicked on that yet, go in and do that. There should be a link at the top. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.